Jean-Jacques Rousseau. He was a French 18th century philosopher, he was a composer, and a writer. He greatly influenced the French Revolution. Rousseau was in agreement with the ideas of John Locke, and he saw the great success of the American Revolution, and he inspired the people of France, telling them that if the Americans could do it, then why couldn't France? So, and then Rousseau's idea of free will among the people, it did not belong to him. Like I said, it belonged to other philosophers like Locke, Diderot, Montesquieu, and his teacher, Nicolas Malebranche. It's an awesome name. Rousseau, he unfortunately inspired more people in death than he did in life. His ideals were taken on in almost a cult-like fashion by people like Robespierre. He was, let me tell you guys, he was the head of a major rebellious force, and well, later he got his head chopped off for brutal tactics. That was the joke. He didn't get that. And he did those brutal tactics during what was called the Reign of Terror. Apparently we're going to get to that later in the year. Guys like Robespierre gave Rousseau a bad name. There was also a ship named after Jean-Jacques Rousseau. The rebels of France at that time also made deism as the civil religion of France. Of course, they were only trying to make their enemies look bad. That was in honor of Rousseau. Of course, there were some naysayers when it came to the ideals of Rousseau. When one makes such powerful statements with a pen and influences a good amount of citizens in an entire country to take action and rebel, it's just chaos. One of these naysayers was Voltaire, who said what he dared about Rousseau's ideals. Voltaire was a little perturbed by Rousseau's first major work on the arts and sciences, but went full-blown berserk over the second one, Discourse on the Origin of Inequality Among Men, saying that Rousseau was ridiculous and that he was saying what he was saying was for us to walk on all fours and go to a state so primal that our own savagery will prevent us from advancing. As much as some of Rousseau's former friends hated him for publishing these works, they had a huge amount of success among the people of France. They had seen the American revolutions and its success, and Rousseau's inspiring words gave them that extra push to take on the tyrants and form a new government. No matter what Rousseau had written about, people loved it. He spoke words of freedom and how to retain that freedom even after the revolution. And that touched them because they had heard such words before from the American Revolution, but never believed it possible for them until Rousseau let them know. It was and always will be their right to overthrow a corrupt government and put a better one in its stead. To this day, there are people who agree with Rousseau's philosophy and those who don't. That is the point of philosophy, to get your opinion out there so others will give you theirs. Rousseau had some great ideas, even if most of them weren't original, but that is pretty much the case with all these philosophers, except for Hobbes. That's not my story to tell. Regardless of if you agree with Rousseau's philosophy or not, one must admit that the guy had some awesome ideas in his head, and things may not be the same today if he hadn't expressed those ideas.
Okay, thank you.